supply chain and production data using SAP and Excel to identify bottlenecks and reduce material wastage. Alongside this, like I built Power BI dashboards like to track KPIs like overall effectiveness of the equipments, production and rejection rates for better insights. Like I'm skilled in SQL, Excel, Power BI, and Python, and I'm interested in applying like analytics to solve real world supply chain problems. This was all about me actually.
Okay, Bharat. So I'm giving a scenario.
Okay,
So let's suppose you join a company tomorrow
okay,
and they give you raw transaction data to detect fraud.
okay,
So you have given a raw transaction data. It's a transaction data, completely raw. And the purpose is to detect fraud. So how would you approach it?
um, so initially I would by in a step-by-step manner, if I have to go with it, basically I would understand the data and business context. Like first, I would understand what fields are available, like transaction ID and user ID and amount, time, location, and payment method, and what defines fraud in that business context. And second part is like data cleaning and preparation. Like since it's a raw data, like I would handle missing values, like remove duplicates and correct data types and ensure consistency. And also we can go with like exploratory data analysis. Like I would analyze the patterns such as like usually high transaction amounts, like sudden spikes in user activity or transaction at odd hours or multiple transaction in a short time. For like to define the like fraud indicators, like transactions significantly like which are higher than like users average transaction or multiple failed followed by success and location or device anomalies. And to solve this problem, we can use apply analytical techniques like use statistical methods like z-score to detect outliers and use SQL or Python to identify like suspicious patterns. Like if any if the data is large, or like consider basic anomaly detection models. And in the final part, we can use a like Power BI to create dashboard showing flag transactions, trends, and high risk users for like easy monitoring.
Okay, yeah, that's it. Okay, now in the Power BI you have three tables.
Yeah.
The name of the tables are sales, customers, and products. Now, how will you decide the relationships?
Like if I have to create a relationship between like these would be like I would first understand like what each table represents, like and identify the keys, like such as sales table is typically the fact table like because it contains transactions. Customers and product are dimension tables. Then I would look for like common fields like sales customer like customer ID, like sales break in product like product ID. Based on this, I would create a relationship like customers like is it sales, and for product is also for a sales. Like this forms like star schema like which is efficient for reporting and analysis. Like in short, like one like why one to many it would be because one customer can have multiple transactions and one product can be sold multiple times. So the sales table will have like repeated customer ID and product ID. Yeah, this will be like sales will be the fact table and customers and like product will be like dimension tables. Like I will connect them using customer ID and like product ID, like one to many relations, like forming a star schema.
Got it. Okay, so let's suppose you have built a report and your report totals look correct. Everything is correct. But what happens? There is a chart and there is a bar chart. And when you click one of the bar of the chart, number change. Why? Why is this happening?
So it basically happens because see if like when we click on a bar in a chart, like Power BI treats it as a filter and applies it all and applies it to all other like visuals like on the report. Like so the numbers change because the data is now being shown only for that selected category. So like each visual like creates a filter context. Like when I select a bar, like it modifies that filter context. Like so all other visuals like re-escalate based on the filtered data. Like for example, like if I click a product tag in a bar chart, all other visuals will update to show data only for product tag, like instead of full data set. Yeah.
Okay. So, can you, what I want you to share the screen, and I want you to create a measure so that
Okay.
so what your measure does, the total sales or the total amount should not change irrespective of the slicer. This tax you need to create.
Like for what data set do I need to create?
Firstly, I want you to share the screen, please.
Is my screen visible?
Yeah, you can open your chat box.
Yeah.
Now I want you, so let's suppose there is a column of total sales.
Okay.
You need create a DAX showing the total sales, but you need to create that DAX in such a way so that the total sales will never change despite the slicer, even if there is a slicer.
Okay. Okay. Like can you please repeat the question?
So, mm, let's suppose there is a column total sales. Yeah, for the meanwhile, you can keep at have total sales 200 on the on your report. There is a slicer. Let's suppose region. Now, what I want, even if I keep region as north in the slicer or maybe south, the total sales should still be 100.
Okay. Okay. Wait a second. It is the continue of that. I was supposed to press shift enter, but I pressed
No issues, no issues.
so it will be continuous.
Yeah, no problem. You can take your time. Just a change. So just to add on, Bharat,
Okay.
it's not only about the region. Even if there is, if the slicer contains any other value, not only the region, maybe it's an employee code or anything else. So what I
Okay.
want, your DAX code should not be affected by any of the slicer.
Okay. So in this case, we so it would go like total sales fixed equal to calculate some sales amount in square bracket. It is was supposed to be a comma there. Can I edit it or is the way
No,
like
no
that?
problem. No, no problem.
We're supposed to put a comma there and then below that all in normal bracket we should have to put sales and then close the bracket, close the enter,
Yeah, perfect. This is perfect.
and this will be the like in total. You need to
Yeah, got
explain
it.
it or
No, 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 no. I got it. Got it.
okay.
Now, my next question is,
Okay.
when would you use a calculated column instead of measure?
Okay. You need to like I would use a calculate column when I need row level calculations like that are stored in the table and can be used for like filtering, grouping, or creating relationships. Like for example, if I want to categorize like customers as high or low, like based on their sales, like I would create a calculated column. Like I use calculated columns for static like row level logic and measures like for dynamic aggregated calculations.
Okay. So, have you ever faced a situation where a report was correct, but business said it's a wrong?
Yeah, when I used to work in like Tata Motors, like I as a apprentice trainee, like I used to create it for my learning purposes for the reports that all. Like I used to report it to my like manager. Like sometimes there were like some errors for the like I didn't go with the like numbers, there were errors for the calculation part. Yeah, for that I have corrected like not always like measures cannot be like using slices and yeah, like I have come up with those situations actually.
Okay. Now I'm giving a situation. So, you join two tables, and the moment you join those tables, your total sales doubled. Can you just tell me what would have happened?
If uh, like this usually happens like due to many to many or like incorrect join, like where one key is one table matches multiple rows in other table, like causing duplication of records. Like if the join key is not unique in one or both tables, then instead of one to many relationship, like it becomes many to many, which multiplies the rows and doubles the total.
Okay.
Yeah, like it basically happens like the row duplication happens because of like too many or non-unique keys like during the join.
Okay. So, you need a unique customer count, but data has duplicates. How would you solve this problem?
So I would uh, like to get a unique customer count when the like data has duplicates, like what I would use distinct count in DAX, like instead of a normal count. Like we can use a formula such as like unique customers, like which is equal to distinct count, like in sales, like in customer ID, in sales table, like customer ID. So we can go with that. Like in distinct count, like counts only unique customer IDs. Like so, even if there are multiple transactions for the like same customer, for example, like it will count them only once.
Now, coming to some SQL questions.
Okay.
How would you identify unusual transactions compared to past behavior?
So, using SQL, we can identify it by like I would compare each transaction like against the user's historical behavior, like to identify deviations. Like even I have even worked a project on it, made a project on it. Like first, I would calculate a matrix like average transaction amount per user and frequency of the transactions, like usual transaction like time or a location. Then I would identify like unusual patterns such as like transactions significantly higher than the user's average, or sudden spike in number of transactions, or else we can go with like transactions that are transaction at unusual times or locations. In that, like I would combine multiple factors like amount, frequency, and location to reduce false positives. Like instead of relying on a single rule.
Okay. Now, can you tell me the difference between group by versus window function?
Group by versus like window function, it can be differentiated as the main difference would be like group by aggregates data and like and reduces the number of rows, like whereas window functions perform calculations across rows but keep all the original rows intact. Like with group by, like we can get one row per group. Like in window functions, like we can still see each row along with aggregated values. Yeah. Like group by it reduces the rows by aggregating, like while window functions keep rows and add calculations like over the partition.
Hmm. Bharat, would you mind to just keep your laptop at little bit at distance? Is it possible for you?
Yeah, I'm on a bed actually. It's on a table. Now it's good.
Yeah, better. Okay, so let's suppose your SQL query is slow. It's correct but slow. So how will you resolve that?
Come again with the question.
You have written a SQL query.
Okay.
It is giving you the result you require, but it is slow.
So in that case, can be uh, if my like SQL query is like giving a correct result, like but it's slow, like I would optimize it, like check the execution plan. Like first, I would analyze the execution plan to see like where the query is spending time, like full table scans or costly joins, and then we can go with like indexing, like ensuring like proper indexes on like join columns or filter conditions, like where clause, and or like reduce data scan, like avoid select asterisk or select only like required columns, like and then apply filters only to like limit the rows, and then we can optimize joins, like ensure joins are on indexed and appropriate keys and to avoid unnecessary joins. And we can also like reduce use of like heavy group by, like if possible, or use pre-aggregated data if needed.
Okay, now coming back to Power BI DAX. So why is calculate considered the most important function in DAX?
uh, yeah, like in like to calculate is like most important function in DAX actually, because like it allows us to modify the filter context, like which controls how calculations are like evaluated basically. And in Power BI, like most calculations depend on like filters applied by visuals or slices. Calculate lets us like override like or change those filters to create more advanced and meaningful calculation.
Okay. And have you seen calculate giving unexpected results?
Like in my academic projects or my like in apprenticeship projects, like I have I have seen calculate like give unexpected results, like mainly due to like filter context issues or incorrect relationship maybe. Like for example, like when filters from slices or visuals like interact in unexpected ways, like calculate can return like results that look incorrect but are actually due to the modified filter context.
Okay. And what if same period last year is wrong? What you will check? You know about the DAX. It's a DAX same period last year. It is giving you a wrong result. What you will check?
Like if it is giving me a wrong visual, like if sample period last yearly is giving me a wrong result, like I would first check the date table and its configuration, like proper date table, like ensure there is separate or continuous like date table, like no missing dates, or like mark as a date table, like check if it is properly marked as a date table in Power BI, or also like verify correct relationship between like date table, like sales table on date column, like it should be active or active and like one to many, and like ensure the date column like is at daily level, not aggregated like month or a year, and also
Okay.
check if the data exists for both the current year or previous year.
Okay. So now, can time intelligence function work without a proper date table?
Mm, actually, like if like the time intelligence functions like they like do not work correctly like without proper date table, like date table, like some functions may return results like but they are like often incomplete or incorrect, and like they might work partially but not accurately, like so a proper date table is like essential for.
Okay. So now my next question is, let's suppose you have 1 lakh rows and you have to choose either the SQL or Pandas. So what you would choose?
So if there are like 1 lakh pros, so I would simply choose, like I wouldn't choose like one blindly, like it depends on the use case. Like if the data is small to medium or requires quick analysis or reporting, like I would use Excel because it's fast and easy to work with. But if the data is like large, complex, or requires more automation or advanced analysis, like I would prefer to choose Pandas in Python because it is more scalable and powerful. Like we can solve complex data problems in that. Like in but I prefer using like both Excel for quick exploration and Pandas for deeper analysis and automation.
Okay. So my next question is, let's suppose your Power BI report is taking 20 seconds to load. My first question is it an optimal speed? Is it very quick or slow?
So like if it is taking like 20 seconds in time, yeah, like in Power BI, like 20-second time is considered slow to like to for a report. Like an optional report like should literally like load within 2 to 5 seconds, like for a good user experience. Like anything beyond that starts impacting usability, or and like 20 seconds is definitely not acceptable in most of the scenario. I would treat this as an like performance issue, and, and also start optimizing the DAX model and data model and DAX measures.
And how would you fix this issue?
We can fix it by uh, approach like this. We can approach this with the systematically by like identifying where the delay is coming from and then optimizing it. Like we can go and check the data model, like use a star schema, remove unnecessary columns or reduce the data size, and optimize DAX, like avoid complex calculated columns, like use measures efficiently, and like simply heavy calculate logic. But too many visuals may slow down the reports and limit the visuals per page.
Okay, so that's it from my side, Bharat.